there and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Stanley Nyaringita. Here are the latest updates for you what is happening in the country and beyond. We start off on a sad note. President William Ruto has sent a message of condolence following a tragic road accident that claimed multiple lives in Webuye, Bungoma County. The president described the incident as heartbreaking and urged motorists to exercise caution on the roads as authorities investigate the circumstances surrounding the crash. 14 people were killed while 16 others sustained serious injuries after a vehicle plowed onto a crowd of residents who had gathered at the scene of an earlier motorcycle accident. According to police, the incident occurred at around 9:45 Monday night in the Malaha area along the Webuye-Kitale Road.
Mtu aligongwa na pikipiki, alikuwa anavuka ngamba akienda nyumbani. Huyo wa pikipiki naye vile alianguka, kuna Nissan nilimpitia akamalizia. Alafu wakati tulikuwa watu wa kwao walikuja kwa wingi, walikuwa napiga nduru hapo akilia mtu wao, lakini trailer naye katoka huko ikalose control na ikamaliza hao watu, kagonga watu wote kwa mtaro.
Watu 6, familia moja ambayo tulikuwa tunang'ang'ana kutoa kwa maji, sasa tumefiwa na watu 6 kwa familia moja. Kwa jumla, the whole village, we have lost like 9 people.
Tuliweza kuokoa maisha ya watu 16. Watu 5 walifariki wakipata matibabu hapa katika hospitali. Miili 10 ambayo ililetwa katika hospitali katika hifadhi yetu ya maiti kama wamefariki.
Right, let's talk matters business here. And Kenya Pipeline Company has officially debuted on the Nairobi Securities Exchange following an oversubscribed initial public offer that raised about 106 billion shillings from the sale of a 65% government stake. The shares were offered at 9 shillings each and attracted strong demand from both retail and institutional investors. President William Ruto presided over the ceremonial bell ringing at the exchange, describing the listing as a key milestone in the government's plan to mobilize capital from public assets and channel the funds into the National Infrastructure Fund to support major development projects.
The proceeds of this IPO, as well as future privatization, will provide capital to the National Infrastructure Fund, which I signed into law yesterday on Monday, February 9th, 2026. This is momentous because it marks a strategic shift in how Kenya finances development.
Today, I want them to confirm whether there is such shadowy investor somewhere taking up KPC. The architecture of KPC will be still 35% GOK, about 20% by Uganda government. We have our institutional investors investing in it, about 40%, and the rest are you and I, the small Mama Mboga. So where is this shadowy investor?
And still on matters investments and money matters, Iharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro has criticized the newly established National Infrastructure Fund, warning that it could open the door to more borrowing at a time when Kenya's public debt continues to grow. Speaking in Gitaru Gaturi ward during the opening of Moi Kibaki Senior School, Nyoro said the country is already borrowing about 1.5 trillion shillings annually. He argued that instead of creating new borrowing frameworks, the government should prioritize funding critical sectors such as education.
And its edge and
the fund that was launched yesterday is another way of borrowing money off the book. Hii kizugumiki tunapewa ati for every 1 shilling ati Kenya wants to crowd in another 12 shillings. It is another name of saying kwa shilingi moja Kenya inataka ikope shilingi ingine 12. So mimi nauliza viongozi ambao wenye wako, nani wamewaambia Kenya inaenda pahali? ya kwamba sasa mnataka Kenya ibebe mzigo ivujike. Kenya tunahitaji maendeleo sasa, lakini also in posterity tunataka hii development. Tuacha hii mambo ya kukopa sana, kwa sababu inaharibu mambo ya uchumi wa Kenya sasa na inaharibu Kenya hata kwa miaka inakuja.
And to some interesting news, Kenya has rolled out body-worn cameras for customs and border control officers in a move aimed at strengthening transparency and accountability at the country's entry points. The initiative was officially launched at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi by Principal Secretary for the State Department for Aviation and Aerospace Development, that is Teresia Mbaika, who said the technology will help document operations and enhance efficiency during inspections. So according to the ministry, the cameras will ensure that they record interactions between officers and travelers in real time, helping deter misconduct while providing verifiable evidence whenever disputes arise.
12 hours. Body cam is?
Some of the areas we need to focus when it comes to issues to do with technology. Like I said, we're also working on the other areas, other sectors, the immigration, and including our infrastructure. So airports are critical facilities for trade, for transportation things. The reason we employ technology is not just to curb corruption. The world has changed. People are employing technology for service delivery to ensure smooth experience of our customers. When you have technology, it means the throughput is easy. The people you can serve at a particular point, it's not when you do it like you're doing it manually.
Meanwhile, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has condemned the ongoing demolitions targeting small-scale traders in parts of Nairobi, arguing and accusing authorities of carrying out the operations selectively and without proper consideration of the livelihoods affected. Speaking during a public address, Gachagua cited that the recent demolitions in Githurai, Roysambu and Uhuru Market, questioning why some of the operations are conducted at night. He called for an immediate suspension of the exercise and urged the government to ensure enforcement of planning regulations is carried out fairly and transparently.
If the demolitions are genuine, why are they done under the cover of darkness? These actions are not only insensitive to the economic realities facing millions of Kenyans, but also raise serious questions about fairness, consistency, and the true motives behind the enforcement exercise. I therefore call upon the relevant authorities to immediately halt these demolitions and subject the entire exercise to a transparent and fair review. Any enforcement of planning regulations must be humane, lawful, and uniformly applied across the board, from the smallest roadside store to the most prominent commercial establishment, and no grabbed public property.
And speaking of displacement of small-scale traders, thousands of traders operating along the Nairobi River have received temporary relief after the High Court stopped planned demolitions that threatened to displace businesses and homes in the busy Mudhurwa and Gikomba markets. Justice Lilian Kimani ordered that the status quo be maintained after a petition was filed by lawyer Babu Owino on behalf of more than 3,000 households. The traders are challenging a 14-day eviction notice, arguing that it was issued without proper consultation and could destroy their livelihoods. The court is expected to hear the matter and determine whether the eviction will proceed.
To give you a brief history of what took place and to ascertain that these are the rightful owners of the said parcels of land is simple, and a brief background that these said persons acquired the said parcels of land in the year 2002, thereabout, and they acquired these parcels of land from the city county of Nairobi, and then there was the use of the minutes to award allotment letters to these deserving and innocent citizens who are now being frustrated by the same government that awarded them the allotment letters.
And to sports news, West Ham United booked the place in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup last night after edging past Brentford 5-3 on penalties following a thrilling 2-2 draw in regular time. West Ham will face Leeds United in the fourth quarter-final clash of the tournament. Elsewhere in the quarter-final lineup, Arsenal are set to take on Southampton, while Manchester City will battle out with Liverpool. In another tie, Chelsea will face Port Vale. The final of this season's FA Cup is scheduled to take place on the 16th of May 2026. Thank you very much for being with us right here at News Now. My name is Stanley Nyaringita. More news coming away at 7 p.m. and at 9 p.m. more detailed news, including Ukumbi wa Siasa with Liz Mutuku. Goodbye for now.